Hi, I'm Amanda Freed, and we are live streaming from the core at La Encantada, where we continue to bring you the programs that you love that support you through all of these changing times. And so I'm grateful if you're here with us today. If you are, give us a shout out, say hi, let us know. Remember, this broadcast is interactive. So if you have any questions or comments, anything you'd like to share today, please feel free to put it in the chat box. You can catch us on YouTube, Facebook. So all of these platforms are available to you. So whatever is in your comfort zone or your toolbox, we want to support you in any way that we can. So this is the last week of the month, clearly, and this is the end of our series on self-care for changing times. But the good news and the big announcement is that we're going to be in person next month. We will also be hybrid, so we'll still be live streaming, but we're going to have room for a very small group of people, same exact time. So it'll be Tuesdays at 11 a.m., and we're going to talk about meditation all month. So if this is a perfect time for you to start to embrace the shift and incorporate some meditation practices, we're going to be here live Tuesdays at 11, starting not the first Tuesday of January, but the second one. So I hope that you'll come and join me because I want to see your beautiful faces in person. So I want to kind of today we'll do a meditation. We'll chat for a little while. I want to bring this topic and this idea around to what we call a creation space. So we've talked last week pretty extensively about crisis fatigue and what that looked like and what it is and ways that we can support ourselves through what's going on. So I feel like a lot of what's happened over the past year and what we've talked about over the past year has been sort of, how do I cope? How do I cope with what's going on? How do I recognize signs and symptoms in myself? But I feel like, and I know that we are now on an uptick. So rather than just recovering from the past year, what are we creating in the time to come? So it can be a very exciting time. So if something has dropped out of your life and something fabulous has shown up, let me know. You can put it in the chat or let us know, or just send a little emoji. For so many of us, we are having new opportunities. Yes, we've had to let a lot of things go. So many of us lost so much in this past year. It might have been a job, it might have been a home, it might have been relationships. I know a lot of people whose relationships are shifting gears, changing, maybe ending, maybe beginning. We've lost loved ones, many of us, and my heart goes out to those of you who've had that happen. Many people have chosen to leave the planet at this time. So we talk about a lot of loss, but it is not possible in this universe for there to be loss without gain, or destruction, as we say, without creation. So if we can get a little yogic for a moment. So my background is as a certified meditation teacher, also a registered yoga teacher for many, many years. And there's Lord Shiva, who is kind of high up in the yoga philosophy pantheon. And Lord Shiva is said to have 5 different acts. So he's responsible for 5 different acts that happen on the planet. And the fact is, they are kind of the only things that are happening all the time. So even though some people have heard this term Shiva the Destroyer, Shiva is actually responsible for creation, maintenance, concealment, revelation, and destruction. And so I love the Hindu myths because, people in India don't see these as myths. This is really kind of what they believe is their ancestry. And it's really beautiful. And so sometimes, they can be a little fun. We're reading these stories of sort of lords and demons and things like that. And it's a really great way to learn. And it's almost like parables that we can apply to daily life. So when we think about Shiva and those 5 acts, we remember that there is no creation without destruction. And like the phoenix, we can begin to rise up out of the ashes. And for so many people that I know, myself included, unbelievable opportunities have come to light, maybe business opportunities or relationship opportunities that were never there before. This is part of that one of the acts of revelation. Things are being revealed that were occluded or covered before. So I want us to start to have this mindset of, okay, yes, that was lost. Yes, that happened. But what has been revealed to me? And we have to open our eyes in a different kind of way to be able to see things that maybe were there all along, but couldn't be seen before. The concealment is one of the acts of Shiva. So the beautiful piece is that every one of these acts of nature, we can call these acts of nature, if you prefer that term, is important and connected. So we think in the West very linearly. We think when something is destroyed, there is total destruction and it is gone. But this is not how it's thought of in the East. Things are thought of in a circular pattern, so that when something is destroyed, simultaneously something else is being created. Think about photosynthesis. Constant destruction and creation is happening. Same thing with life and birth, and even in your body. Constant destruction and breaking down of cells and building up of new ones. So, this is a quality of nature, of everything that we are made of, each and every one of us, no matter what you believe. And so, if we can see life in this way, not only see what has been destroyed, but begin to see what is being created. Not only miss what has been concealed, understand what has been revealed. Not think that we have to be in constant motion, but if we're still for a moment, that we are in that maintenance time. So these processes are so beautiful and they are continual. So know that whatever is concealed will be revealed. Whatever is destroyed will make way to the creation of something else, usually something more beautiful. We say life is a spiraling curriculum and it spirals upwards. So when we lose something, very often we gain something more beautiful, more sweet, more in line with our highest vision. So we begin, and this is when we get together in June, we're going to start from having a meditation practice. This is one of the things that we can create in our outer life that will actually make way to a deeper resonance with life that can be revealed to us through meditation. So I hope you'll join me next month as well. But let's sit together for a few minutes in meditation. So find your comfortable space, whatever that means, whether you're sitting on the floor, on the couch, in a chair. If you're driving, just listen. Please don't close your eyes. Not necessary to take any sort of uncomfortable artificial posture. Simply be comfortable. You might have something cozy around you. And you can then allow your eyes to close down gently, and connecting with your breath. If you're not comfortable with eyes closed, you can allow them to be open, just enough to let some light in. Notice the breath as this idea of creation and destruction. So we inhale and we feed the cells with oxygen. We exhale and release anything that came in with the air that we don't need. Right? We're not inhaling pure oxygen. We're inhaling some things we need and some things we don't. So the inhale is the creation. And the exhale is the destruction or the release of anything that won't serve my highest. So continue to breathe with that intent for a few moments. And as we do so, we also understand that in between the creation and the destruction lie all of the other processes that are happening to sustain life: maintenance, concealment, revelation. To sustain life, sometimes we've just got to be still and maintain. Sometimes we see only what we need to see in the moment. Other things are concealed. At times we need to grow, so information needs to be revealed. And different parts of ourselves can be revealed. Again and again, moving through each one of these processes with each breath, inhaling that creation, exhaling whatever it is can be released. On the inhale, allowing every cell in your body to be bathed with new life, new opportunities. Exhaling, clearing the space for what's new and for what's growing within me. We can't have and hold everything we've had all our lives. There's not room and space. So we make space to grow into a new version of ourselves, a new version of our lives. Let's check in with the body. Allow your low jaw to release and even slide back gently. The lips and teeth might part gently. And as you draw your low jaw back, notice that the neck elongates. Allow the skin of the forehead to be smooth. Nothing to worry about, nothing to do. Staying connected with the breath now. As you think about releasing tension around the muscles of the face or the jaw, let that release come on the exhale. Allow the muscles at the sides of the scalp to release with an exhale. Sides of the neck can be soft. Now on the next inhale, allow the shoulders to gently just float up slightly, just with the buoyancy of your rib cage. And then draw the shoulder blades onto the back and settle there as the exhale just allows the shoulders to release. Feel this full expansion in your rib cage. And then send that freedom right down into your abdomen so that as you inhale, the belly can be soft and full. Now feel the hips and the tailbone weighty down into the seat beneath you. And you can notice this gentle pull as the tailbone reaches down and the top of the head reaches up toward the sky. So you can feel as if the spinal column is just being gently stretched in both directions, allowing the muscles of the arms and the legs to release. The hands and the feet can just be in their maintenance position where they're not doing anything but just being. If the mind wanders away, it's fine. It's part of a creation cycle. Gently bring it back to the breath. We'll invite the mind in a moment. For now, we're just focusing on the body and the breath. Now let's use your beautiful mind to conjure some things that you know have been destroyed within the past year. It might have been uncomfortable, might have been joyful that you were ready to get rid of something, might have been painful, maybe one or two things that you've had to let go of in the past year. Notice any associated emotion, but don't get stuck to it. Don't let it get stuck to you in this moment. Notice if the body gets a little bit tense when you think about things like this. That's fine and natural. Just breathe into those areas of tension. Thank you, body, for letting me know how I felt about that. With an exhale, just allow yourself to release those things that are no longer a part of your life in this moment. Now, as you inhale, let's bring to the awareness something that may have been created or even recreated in this past year. Did you connect with friends from long ago or family members? Did you create a new healthy habit or a hobby? Perhaps you've been offered a new job opportunity or a solopreneurship. Just bring, it might be super small. You might have planted a garden or even one plant. You might have baked bread. So what was something that was created in the past year or is being created now? If nothing comes to the fore, you might bring in something you'd like to create. We are in a beautiful window of possibility right now, so that what you wish to create can manifest faster than you've ever seen anything manifest. Following a destruction period, all things are possible. Know this. Notice what it feels like in your body when you bring the awareness to what you have created. Know that you are co-creating with the universe for your own happiness, for your own joy, for your own bliss, for your own highest expression in this life. More and more people are beginning to live their highest right now. Now, if you're that person that is trying to get back the things that they were doing before, the things they had lost. Use this moment to create something possibly unreasonable or outlandish. If you're thinking of going back to something maybe you didn't love or was small or simple, bring in something formerly unattainable or you thought was unattainable. What is in your wildest imaginings that you could create in your own life? If there was ever a time in your life it was possible, it's now. Don't worry about the logistics right now. We place the intention, and then the universe comes in and says, oh, I can help with that. Where do you see yourself in an ideal creation? Don't worry about how long it'll take to get there or how you'll get there. Where do you see yourself in your ideal creation? Where in the world? Where in your body? Where in your mind? Where do you see yourself in your ideal creation? And fill in as much of the scene as you can. What it will look like, what it feels like, what the sounds are like, what is surrounding you, who is there with you. You have the power to create anything. The universe is conspiring to help you create exactly that. Take one more moment to create your ideal creation. It might be a relationship, a job, a home, even just a vacation. Know that you can return to this awareness, this feeling, this understanding at any time. Begin to return to your breath. Noticing how you feel in your body. Reminding yourself that all things are possible. Deepening into that place that loves you, that supports you. Begin to come back into the room, back into your body. You can wiggle fingers and toes, stretch in any way that feels comfortable for you. I like to check in with my neck. And in your own time, allow the eyes to blink open. You always want to come out of meditation very gently, very slowly, honoring that the nervous system is re-regulating. So welcome back. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to type them into the chat box and we can address them straight away, or you can send them in. So this is the work that's coming now. This is the work I do with clients all the time. You can reach out to me, amandafreed25@gmail.com, if you want to do some personalized work. So we are creating our lives anew. What an amazing opportunity right now on the planet to create our lives anew. And possibly for some people, a job that you were miserable with for a long time and you just didn't know how to get out of it. And then poof, it disappeared. I mean, things are really happening. Or maybe you needed to leave your home and you're going to this new opportunity. Or some people have said, oh man, I have lost touch with my family. So I really feel like, oh, people are losing people. I better reunite with my family. Or cleaning out your friends list, or something like that. So, share it with us. Like, what was your vision? What was that ideal life that you were creating for yourself during the meditation? And I totally support you in doing that meditation often. So, I think meditation is a magical process, but it's a cumulative process. These are things we need to do over time because as humans, we are resistant to those. Oh, so I can't really create my real. So that resistance sometimes will actually get in the way of our being able to create what we want to create. So if we go again and again and do this meditation again and again, then, oh wow, we can really sort of set it into our inner awareness and make it manifest in our outer awareness.
Henry said, the creation of an ideal place is a difficult task, even mentally.
Yeah, so Henry, thank you so much. The creation of an ideal place is difficult. Some of us are, I used to go into meditations and they would say, visualize whatever it was. And I was like, I'm a horrible visualizer. I'm kind of a concrete person, believe it or not. And I couldn't visualize anything. I just couldn't even conjure any sort of an image. And then over time, what I realized was, oh, I'm not a visualizer in that way, but I can sort of bring things into my awareness and they kind of just come in. Some people will hear things, some people will feel things, some people can visualize. So I had to sort of break that rigidity and thinking, well, maybe I don't visualize, but maybe I can start to feel certain things. So what we do, Henry, is we get really sort of tactile in these meditations. So sometimes we'll go, okay, I'm just going to see what is, if I create this make believe, kind of make it up for a minute, create this make believe, maybe I'm on a beach, maybe in a forest, and then we try to fill in the blanks of, well, what would it feel like if I was in a forest? Would I be cool? Would I be warm? Would the air be moist or dry? So it's a habit, it's a muscle. We are so concrete sometimes that we can't let ourselves fly in this way, but it does with, and Henry, I totally support you. If you can come in June, we're going to be doing a lot more of this work. It's so we've got to kind of, this is going to sound crazy, we've got to get out of our rational minds. We've got to get out of our concrete minds to create. And that's why even in the meditation, I said, create something ridiculous, create something outlandish that I never thought that I could have. And then you'll be amazed at what becomes open to us. Maybe we're not going to live with rainbows and unicorns, but maybe we will live in an ideal location on the planet for us. So I totally understand that it can be a struggle and it's just a habit over time. We've got to sort of switch off one portion of our brain and open up this other portion. And our human resistance definitely comes up and gets in our way, and our reality gets in our way. So it's just over time, we can begin to get more comfortable with that.
He said he appreciates your cumulative way of doing things.
Yeah, I appreciate you totally. And more than anything, be kind to yourself. Try not to be in judgment when those images don't come. We're not used to being kind with ourselves. So that's the thing. There's a frustration. Oh my gosh, something's wrong with me. I can't create this. There's nothing wrong. We're just used to being in a very limited existence. So little by little, we can start to open up those boundaries and open up those limits. And I wish you great success. And like I said, you can always reach out to me personally. I'm happy to work with anybody in person or Zoom these days. So thank you so much for joining us. You can always send in questions later. It is my deep honor and my love to spend this time with you. So I hope we'll see you in person next week, or actually in 2 weeks from today. Anything else?
Okay, so he said, I tend to be too concrete, like thinking about a spring, it's been a canyon. I understand that the place should or could be more abstract.
Yeah, no. If you're able to think of someplace concrete, like Sabino Canyon, if you guys are here in Arizona, we have this beautiful, beautiful. If you go to someplace concrete and it's joyful, great, great. It's what's within your ability and your awareness right now. Nothing wrong with that. Go to someplace concrete as long as it's joyful. Thank you so much. I wish you joy. Have a great day.